Hello, everyone. We are the social moral group, and my name is Kiara,
I'm Deja.
I'm Imelda.
and this is our inclusion project within our school system.
So, our mission statement, our goal is to inform our audience of an inclusive individual education plan in order to better provide preventative care, increase relationships, and moral communities in schools.
So, our theorist that we're focusing on is John Dewey. The role of social learning. In John Dewey's learning theory, all learning occurs within a social environment. In this sense, knowledge is socially constructed based on our experiences. As Dewey puts it, the educational process has two sides. One is psychological and the other is sociological. John Dewey is a philosopher, psychologist, and educational reformer. He was an outspoken advocate for democracy and a leading voice in favor of higher education. His ideas have been influential in modern education, curriculum design, and instructional methodology. Dewey criticized passive learning. According to him, real learning can only happen when we actively participate in an activity, engage with the environment, or work through a problem. In other words, learning demands a hands-on approach. Staff lacks of knowledge. Figuring out which areas need more attention and we can possibly now include in required criteria. Number one, in the classroom. Number two, language outside of the classroom with the staff and peers. And number three, needed emotional training on top of the specialized skills.
So, mainstreaming versus inclusiveness. Mainstreaming requires exceptional learners to adapt to the rigors of general education classroom. Inclusive classrooms is adapting to the needs of individuals, including those with disabilities. So our solution, we start by educating staff beyond their credentials. So widening their perspective of differences in students, listening to their needs so they're able to comply, checking in with them, staying up to date, networking, linking the moral mentality of schools to therapy and how they benefit children. Then organizing our strategies include students with disabilities attain placement in general education classrooms, with all researching whether schools are referencing children to proper mental health resources.
Elk Grove Unified School District came up with a mission statement, diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's September 2022. Inclusion is an outcome whereby all individuals are recognized, welcomed, accepted, and respected in an organization. In an inclusive environment, individuals believe they have a value, they contribute, they feel empowered, they have a sense of belonging, and an invitation to participate. More than simply diversity and quantitative representation, inclusion involves authentic and empowered participation with a true sense of affiliation and full and equal access to opportunities and resources. As an elementary school teacher, embracing inclusion means recognizing and welcoming the diversity of my students while fostering a sense of belonging and empowerment. I will create a classroom environment where every student feels valued, heard, and respected. Encouraging active participation will prove equal access to opportunities and build trusting relationships based on empathy and understanding. By promoting a culture of respect and inclusion, I will not only enhance the learning experience, but also equip my students with essential life skills for the future.
What did the district decide? Elk Grove School District hired 31 special education teachers prior to the pandemic. These special education teachers were hired as specialists on a broad level. They helped coordinate services for a special education population. During a last-minute pivot, there was a motion into having the educators fulfill the special education classrooms that were in need after the pandemic. This impacted 550 students that were in need of this exclusive, inclusive education service and accommodation. The system's view, in the eyes of the district, these labels are who who you can differentiate between who needs the support. We are told to only accommodate for those that are recorded, such an IEP or 504 plans. Often kids needing the support will be thrown into a category more than they are helped, causing the district to consider such needs as already handled.
Newly hired 260 plus educators in the enrollment stage for Elko Unified School District school year 2022 to 2023. The district saw an increasing rate of special education population growth after the pandemic. This caused a shortage in special education teachers by 24 classrooms.
The IEP is a 504. Both parents for both plans need to have consent to have the child evaluated. In order to have a no cost to the parents, the student must have medical prescription. The IEP plan becomes more individualized educational plan when the student has a diagnosis. In the 504 plan, it provides accommodations to any student that needs focus on the student's specific learning environment.
So CASA is court-appointed special advocates for children in Sacramento County. Their mission statement is ensuring consistency and support for children in the foster care system through the use of volunteer advocates, advancing the best interests of each child. So our design model learning plan, our plan is to keep these students engaged. We want them to focus on group work, learning how to communicate with each other and staff in the classroom. It's important to have the students to feel entitled to having an equal education, meaning that it should be educational and fun. For example, Kahoot as an educator and our staff member, we want to be reassured that we're teaching the material to the best of the student's ability. For the student, they will enjoy the competitiveness and visuals for the non-traditional learning style. Guardians will have to find a balance between teaching independence and creating support for their child's education success.
Prevention and interventions. Finding and or acquiring needed resources should be more accessible. They are wanted to help promote proper education. Proper access to preventative care can be the important factors to our overall quality of life. Currently, 70,000 youth within our county's foster care system are acquiring this help. 15% under the 18 years of age of the foster youth do not have a driver's license. You should contact your nearest county's regional center for intervention services. These services are usually funded and can be provided to the students if they are denied any services by school districts or any medical assessments.
Our conclusion: for an overall improvement, we must be able to gather ideas and obtain both fresh and old information within the thorough data. As educators, specialists, and caregivers, they can work quickly and effectively in an environment that is adaptable.
Further considerations, ideas, or concepts. Attain knowledge and or experience. Educators should continue to progress with their plans. Severe impact it has on our community and the student support system. Also, the relevance it has in our children's daily living. Pays through material and content of the curriculum. Expertise is widely distributed and work can always have progress. Identity is decontextualized collaboration among us.
Thank you.